Hey guys, hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear on the internet. Sorry for the delay in this live stream. I was hoping to do it Friday and then Saturday, and then stuff happens, life happens, doesn't it? Here in the UK we've got a lockdown on at the moment, so that means that you can't have people coming, going, whatever. It's just us in the house, and obviously we've got the little guy, so I need to try and balance my time carefully. It's very difficult. It's kind of like the balance between the weight of a shoe. Oh no, I'm going to not talk about weight of shoes. I've realised that I'm on a hiding to nothing if I do that. Okay. There's loads of people in the chat already, so let's head over there and have a quick look and say some shout outs. We have Robin. Robin's here. We also Sheldon, thank you very much for the super chat there, with a Beast logo. Beast is here, just sort of amongst a load of shoes at the moment down here. She seems quite happy though, so we'll leave her there for the time being. Adrian is here. Hi Adrian, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in and joining us today on the live stream. Brendan Cam is here. He says that his name is Brendan and he has a running shoe addiction. But that's the first step, Brendan. That's the first step to get in there. Joel McCluskey is here. He says, a great win for the mighty Leeds today. I did see Leeds picked up a super win against Leicester. Really, really great away win, that one. So good on you for that. He says looking forward to breaking the colours' hearts on Valentine's Day. I think at least the Arsenal have improved a little bit. It was pretty dire in December. We've mounted a real comeback there, so I'm really, really pleased with that. Sheldon, thank you again for the super chat there. $5 super chat. Very, very appreciative of that. Helps us to keep the shoes rolling in. Chris McLean's here. Hi Chris, hope you're doing fine. Hope you've had a great day. It's been a really good day today. Really good. I think I managed to eat 4 white chocolate cookies. There was some Guinness, a beautiful pie. Miss Ebba cooked this really nice pie, and then potatoes, vegetables. Oh, it was magic, absolute magic. Good run as well today. Really good run in the Carbon X2. I switched out the insoles, as you've probably seen in the video early on. If you haven't gone and watched that, don't do that yet. Watch it after the live stream's finished, of course. But yeah, I switched the insole out and flexed the shoe a little bit using the EDDBUD guns, the muscles, and it really improved the shoe quite dramatically. In fact, it's quite a dramatic improvement. Christmas Klein said the most anticipated release is the Ed Spotify musical interlude playlist. Yeah, I think I might have to do just a single video with some of my favourite tracks. I think that would be cool. I think the musical interlude's big enough now that it can get enough sort of views to make it worthwhile doing it. I think people will be into that, so we will do it. Arto's here. He's saying, yeah, Bamford on fire. Yeah, absolutely. Some great scoring actually from Leeds. They've scored a lot of goals this season. Lee Sumner's here. He says excited for the return. I'm back. I've returned for the live streams. It seems like the right time to bring them back now. Sort of January's kind of, I don't know. It's just kind of January. It's a bit like December, really, wasn't it? Oh, I can't believe we've got to the end of January. How is that a thing? End of January already. Crazy. Rob Weatherall is in the house. Rob, hello. It's good to have you here. Stevie76. It's good to see you in the chat, Stevie. Mike Gamber's here. There's loads of people from the comments, actually. This is really fantastic. Thanks for joining us, guys. I do appreciate it. Kevin Scott. He's doing. I can't do it without sort of doing that. Kevin Scott is here. Steve's here. Says Brendan, don't we all? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Mark Hawkins. Thanks for joining us, Mark. We got Sent Nomad from Berlin. I think I commented on one of your comments, in fact. I need to get to it in the comments because it's going crazy. We need to try and get some shout-outs in, so let's do some quickly. Tim Platt is here. Hello, Tim. Soul Brother is here. Greetings from Zurich. Thanks for joining us today. And we have Andreas from Hamburg as well. Lots of German friends in the house. We got Ewan Booth is here. Hi Ewan. Stefan Forster is here. Hello. We have Brent from Orlando in Florida. Thanks for joining us, Brent. And Sheldon says, California love. Awesome. California, wow. Awesome, Sheldon. Thanks very much for your super chat. Very much appreciated. PalMG is here. He says, buy GME. I'm not sure what he means by that. I don't know. I'm not sure. If anyone knows, let me know. Kim is here. He says, evening, Ed. Evening, Kim. Per is here. Good to see you, Per, in the house. Oliver Nash is here too. We have Stephen C. 1984. Good evening, Stephen. Good to see you here. Joel is here. We also have Aaron. And Brendan says, thank you, Ed. No problem, Brendan. Thank you for joining us. Stuart Coates is here. We also have Oliver Nash says, Tottenham are losing, though. Oh, dear. That's very, very sad. I'm very, very sad to hear that. As you well know, I'm not entirely sure that Tottenham are my favourite side. Although, in fairness, one of the greatest players that Arsenal ever signed was from Tottenham, Sol Campbell. But we better not talk about that because it might upset some people. And, of course, he signed basically for free as well. And went on to become, you know, the linchpin of the... I'm sorry, I'm going to stop there. Chris McFarlane says he found the channel about a month ago, inspired me to run more. Awesome. Keep up the good work. You keep up the good work too, getting out there. I think if you started running a month ago in the terrible weather that we've had over here, that says a lot. You know, if you can get out there consistently running in this type of weather, then you've got it there in your heart, and that's what counts. Kieran is here. He says, hi, Ed. Hello. Vasil is here. He says, hi, what shoe is comparable to the Speedrift? It is being sold with a huge discount. The Speedrift's kind of like a strange mixture of like suede, a little bit of the Fuelcell Rebel, some TC mixed in there as well. It's a really weird shoe. I'm not entirely sure what they were going for with it. It's a weird one. Fuelcell midsole though is very odd. Richard Johnson says, do you have a good diet? I've lost it. Or just eat anything you fancy. I'm vegetarian, so I try and eat as healthily as I can. I do like having some treats from time to time. They're normally sort of dough and tomato and cheese based, but I am very partial, very, very partial to white chocolate cookies at the moment. In fact, just the thought makes me want to go and get some more now. A bit parched. If only I had a drink. Aha. Oh, that's good. It's good. It's like nectar. Kevin Sten is here, over in Abbey Manor. Hi, Kev. Good to see you in the chat. I hope those glide rides are doing you fine. They're a good shoe, a very good shoe. Exceptionally durable, the glide ride as well, it has to be said. Kieran Brown says, Ireland is here. Awesome. Kevin Scott, was the run before or after the Guinness and Pike? Absolutely before. I would not be able to do much running right now. It just wouldn't work. It wouldn't work at all. Ben says, hi, I'd been waiting all weekend for this. And give me Michelle and Isla a shout. So a big shout out to Michelle, Isla and Ben as well. Isla's your biggest fan. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Stuart's been out on a 7.5 mile easy run this morning. Oliver P says, what insole did you use? Innovate, so a UK company. They've got this fantastic insole called the Boomerang insole. It's not shaped like a boomerang because that would be ridiculous. It's kind of made of, I don't know what it's made of actually. It's this really squashy material. It looks a little bit like the underside of a, what were they called? A crunch bar. I don't know if you remember those chocolate bars which had biscuity bits in them. And it looks a little bit like that, and it's just beautiful. You put it into any shoe, instantly works. It's in the G270, the Terra Ultra. I'm not entirely sure where they are right now, those insoles. I think they're downstairs somewhere. They had to be washed because they were a bit, you know. odorous, that's the word. Brent E says, is the Mach 4 any wider in the forefoot than the Carbon X2? I do not know. I have not managed to get my hands on a pair of the Mach 4 as of yet, but certainly would be interested to try them. If anyone knows, could you let Brent know? Steve says, just went downstairs to have the last homemade chocolate cookie and it's gone. Oh no, denied. Andy is from Belfast and he's in the house. James Hurst says, apparently I made him get the Boston 9s, but he's got them for 70 Earth credits. That's a darn good price for those. I liked my time in the Boston. In fact, I can remember a very specific moment of turning a right corner on my long run in the Boston 9 and just thinking, yeah, it just had all the things I needed in it, that shoe, for the long run. And it's, you know, you could use it for racing, really, the Boston. I think that's what it's intended for. Steve Wooldridge says, hi Ed, well done on your recent runs, pretty impressive pacing. Yeah, even in the, you know, the Brick Ultra Boost 21s that everybody keeps getting really upset about, you know, the weight. Some people get really angry, I just don't get it. It's just a shoe, you know, and I went out yesterday, long run, half marathon distance. It was about 8 minutes 7 a mile, something like that. So keeping it nice and easy, about 133 beats a minute, I think it was. Just keeping it really, really easy. And it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. Although, I've got to say, I need to show you them right now, okay? You guys saw what the colour they were when I first got them. They're now this grey sort of colour. You can even see the inside of them still relatively white, but yeah, it's just they're pretty mangled now. So I might get some special stuff to wash them, or I don't know. If anyone's got any suggestions how I can get these back to their former glory, please let me know, because I feel a bit sad for them. You know, I've just trashed them after like 30 miles or something. Chris Johnson says, good week for Scunthorpe United, but bad week for Midsole Tess. A 1-year-old's jelly placed in the left Reebok Energy. Oh no! Oh no, that's not good. Let's see. I know we have got a bit of a focus point about today's chat. So what I'm going to do is, if there's any specific questions, what I'll get you guys to do, if you can put like a queue or something, just to try and isolate any questions that are there, because there's just so many comments. It's difficult to be able to get through all of them. We got loads and loads of people in here. A quick shout to Sheldon. Thank you for these super chat there. It's very, very kind. He says, next pint's on me, keep up the good work. Awesome, thank you very much. That all goes to help keep the channel rolling. So, big things for this live stream are the most anticipated sort of shoes, the most wanted shoes really of 2021. So what I'm going to get you guys to do is drop in the chat as to which shoes, perhaps two. If we have too many than that, the chat will just go absolutely crazy. But which two shoes are you most excited for in 2021? So that could be things like the Zoom X Invincible, perhaps. It could be the Vomero 16. I don't know. There's so many out there. I think my two favourite shoes that I'm kind of most excited about, I guess, would probably be, I think, the Saucony Freedom 4. That one certainly is very, very attractive to me in terms of the midsole. If it's got the Power Run PB midsole without the plate, so it's a shoe that you could perhaps utilise on a slightly more frequent basis, perhaps. Second shoe that I am most excited for, it's not the Vaporfly Next Percent 2. I've got to be honest, I'm not massively excited about that. Maybe a slightly different upper, it might be a little bit lighter, but I'm not sure I'm massively worried about that at this moment in time. So in the chat, what do you think you're most excited about? Let me know down there. Let's see if we can go back through and say a few highs to everybody. Try not to miss anyone. Wyatt says he's been waiting for this one all week. Awesome, thanks for joining us, Wyatt. Ben Wise here. We got Oliver Wenning, he's in Germany. And we got somebody in Vienna. Ozenfant is here in the chat. We have Johan from Sweden. He says, keep up the good work and keep recommending music. Awesome. I hope you guys all checked out Lonnie Donegan the other day. I reckon that, you know, during the lockdown that we still got here in the UK, that there could be a really big surge in terms of like sort of acoustic DIY sort of music, where people are sort of picking up instruments and things like that, and maybe skiffle might make a bit of a comeback. Who knows? That'd be kind of cool. I'd be really pleased to see that happen. Oliver Nash's here in Ashford, and we've got Stuart Coates in South Wales, not too far away. Richard Johnson's in the house. Daryl says, how about an EDDBUD Spotify playlist? I'm not a Spotify user, but I'm sure I can kind of figure something out to get that working. Gavin Braden's trying to get the kids to bed again. He says it's the 4th birthday today, so high on cake. Oh no. Brendan says, I asked Seth this in an interview, but I'd love to hear yours. If you could choose an upper, midsole and outsole from 3 shoes to create your own Franken shoe, what would it be? Ooh. That's a tough one. That's a really tough one. I'd go... I need some time to think about that. I need some time to think about that, Brendan. I'll try and figure it out towards the end. I'll be sort of thinking about that in the sort of back sort of room processor there. Anno Bros here. We've got Joe Mellin. Joe, that reminds me, seeing Joe here, he did say that I need to let you guys know a little bit more about the merch. I don't talk about the merch as much. I don't know if I've got it sort of in the back of my mind that I don't want to be sort of pushing it all the time, like being too pushy about it. But it is there. I've pinned something to the top there so you can go and check it out. It's in all the videos as well, at the bottom, just underneath the comments, sort of the description section. Or you can find it all sort of manner of ways, really. So it is there on the site. There's lots of things. There's a couple of mugs. There's some long sleeves. There's some hoodies. There was a Beast item, but I think the description that was on the item meant that it was too similar to something else that somebody else was selling. So we will have a new Beast item soon, hopefully, that doesn't contravene any problem, cause any problems or contravene any rules. Joseph's here. We also have that running guy's in the place. How you doing? Frank Lehulio's here as well. Oh, it's about the GameStop thing, right? Okay, that kind of makes sense now. Okay, let's have a look at what people are most excited about. I'm keen to see this. There's a lot of comments here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, we've got some questions here, so let's hit it with those first. Any time trials planned soon? Yes, I'm going to have a bash at the half marathon distance towards the end of February. So I want to take a good week taper, really, to really let the training soak in, so I'm refreshed and ready, and hopefully the weather will be kind to me. By then it'll be a little bit less windy, cold, wet. It's just been horrific the last couple of weeks. It's been all about getting out there, trying to get some miles in, and that leads me on to the question. Teddyman Tactico says, do you wear tights? Yes, I have been having to use some tights recently on the colder days. It's been perishing out there a couple of times. There was like a Friday evening run where I was really tired from work that day. I thought I want to get some miles on the board, just some easy miles, 3 miles, so 8.5 minutes per mile. Just get out there and just clear my head really. And it was perishing. So yeah, I do use the tights from time to time. If it gets near sort of 0, that's the time to bring them out. Otherwise, you know, I like wearing the shorts. You know, it means you have to run a little bit faster if you got the shorts. Panel says thanks for the Reebok reviews. It's been 25 years since I last bought a pair, but have his sights set on the Float Ride 3. Awesome. So, Cosmin Sebastian says really interested to see about the DV8 Nitro. So here they are. This will be the next one up on the test bed, out for review. I'll tell you what, there's some lovely squish there. And I have to say, garden centre. It has the garden centre smell. How does it work? The garden centre smell. What is it? And you can see the plate there through the bottom. So very, very keen to see how they shape up once the legs are just recovered a little bit. So either tomorrow, probably Tuesday actually, be a nice easy day tomorrow just to get the legs working a little bit again. Give them a bit of a break. It might even take a day of rest tomorrow. We'll see. Tim Platt's very interested in the Glide Ride 2. Kev Burmaster's in the house. He's interested in the Boston 10. Yeah, I certainly am interested in that one. I mean, I will pick the next Percent 2 up, of course, for comparison purposes only. But I'm interested to see if it's a little better. Sheldon's interested in the Invincible. Yeah, I'll definitely get those. I'm very keen to see how ZoomX behaves with no plate. So all of that stack, surely is it the same stuff? Could you imagine running in a ZoomX only shoe, like say the Vaporfly 4% Flyknit, for example, if it had no plate? It's going to be interesting to see how it feels. Teddy Man's interested in the Adidas Pro. Yeah, I mean, that shoe's just, they haven't released any more, have they? It's really weird. Like, people are there, cash in hand, they want them, but no dice. Brendan Cam's with me on the Freedom 4 and the Invincible. The Atreyu Artist for Frank Lahoulier and the Nova Blast 2. I'm sure that Nova Blast 2 will appear at some point. It's bound to. The Dynablast really wasn't the same. It didn't feel the same underfoot. It didn't have the same sort of compressive feel. Gary says, question, do you have to go up half a size in the Innovate like Adidas and New Balance? I don't think I did. I think they're an 11 and they were ideal. So with that type of shoe, I don't think I'd want loads of extra, too much extra, even put it that way. Though with any shoe, it's really difficult to tell sometimes, Gary. If you can get a sort of purchase where you're able to switch them up or something, if there's a problem, I do urge you to do that with any running shoe. It's always difficult to tell whether it will be true to size for you, because we're all different. William Worthy's into the Next Percent 2 and the Endorphin Pro 2. Ben Y, Freedom 4 and Boston 10. Boston 10 seems pretty popular. Tim Platt saying about the Asics Meta Racer High Stack. Yeah, that stupendously tall one that we've all been seeing does look even taller now, doesn't it, in some of those new pictures. Yeah, I heard that there's a Reebok plated shoe coming out, so I'd be interested to see what that is. The Mach 4 and the upgrade to the TC. I don't think there's, I think they're benching the TC from what I recall, unless I read it wrong. Oliver's into that DV8 Nitro, be coming up very soon, Oliver, for you. I'll let you know how it goes. Lots of people into the Boston 10 and the Freedom 4. George says, question, comparing shoes to musicians, what shoe in your opinion is the Nickelback of shoes? And what would be the Miles Davis? Ooh, blimey. The Miles Davis I think would be the Adi Zero Pro, because that's a shoe that's kind of a bit misunderstood, I think. That's a really nice shoe. Really, real quality shoe, that one. And the Nickelback of shoes, ooh. like I was saying, stuff that I know people like it. There's a few people that have got upset with me that I didn't like the Hover Machina from Under Armour, but I just don't understand what they were going for with it. There's just so much rubber on that shoe. I reckon there's more rubber on the bottom of that shoe than there is on the tyres of my car. It's just so unwieldy, and yeah, that would be the two. Rob Weatherall's excited for the Invincible and the Endorphin Pro, and Miles says the Boston 10 and the Mach 4. Boston 10 again. Look at that. There's just so many comments, Teddy man. There's just so many. Certainly seems like those are some of the chief shoes people are after. Mike Gamba says, question, Ultra Timp 3. I wouldn't mind trying out some more Ultra stuff over the course of the next few months, really. Trying to mix things up a little bit. Only one person suggested the Adi Zero X there. Ashley Hopkins says, hi from Swansea. And Richard Rendell's in the house. Hello, Richard. Hope you're okay. Lisa Sumner says, on Nike's current trajectory, I'm looking forward to the Vomero 25. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video earlier in the week, guys. The Vomero 15 mystery. It is an odd one. I mean, there's some of you here in the US. That Vomero shoe's been available for some time now over here in the UK. It just seems so weird. Why release it in certain places and not others? It just seems really strange. If anyone's got any sort of reason, if they've got some sort of theory about what happened with that, there must be some significant issue, or maybe it's a production problem. I don't know. I would imagine that it's harder to get shoes into the UK now, maybe, with Brexit and stuff like that. It's strange, very strange. Let me see if I can try and answer a few more questions. Just those joining, if you've got questions, please put a Q or something so I can try and isolate them. Better still, you can do a super chat or something like that to attract my attention to them. That would be most welcome. Menu says, hi, recently started following your videos and love them. From Hyderabad in India. Awesome. Love your quirky attitude. I try and always be myself. I think we've all watched YouTube stuff. You know, I love watching YouTube too. There's some real favourites of mine. And it's always those people that come across as being themselves. You know, as real characters, I think, that we like. So I really like the channel Tech Moan. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. It's a chap that reviews lots of technology stuff, really. Old tech, new tech. And he's fantastic. He's got such a great character. It's like 1 million subscribers. I think he's been doing YouTube for like 10 years or something. So it's a really cool channel, that one. I really enjoy that. Andreas is after Evo Ride 2 and the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2. I'm sure that they're going to come up with a slightly improved version of the Speed without the squeak, maybe. Mine squeaks a little bit. Ben Y says, do we see that Seth has a Timp 3? I haven't managed to watch too much of Seth's stuff of recent time. Work has just been crazy. It's just been so busy, where we're trying to continue teaching people on a remote sort of basis. It's been very tough. And of course, loads going on here as well, so gotta keep the finger on the pulse somehow. Ashley Hopkins has spotted my Idols album there. Yeah, I particularly like I'm Scum and Danny Nadelko as well. They're fantastic tunes. Love that album. Do go and check it out. And we got Return to Greendale there as well. Neil Young and Crazy Horse. They're probably two of my favourites at the moment. And Courtney Barnett as well. Been listening to a lot of that this week. Arto's looking forward to the Endorphin Trail. That's one I did see it was relatively light. it'd be interesting to see how that Pebax foam actually performs in a trail type situation. I think if a couple of years ago you said to somebody, hey, why don't you use your Vaporflies out on the trail, they'd just be like, you can't hardly even use them on the road, you know. They used to really take a beating just on the tarmac. Kevin Bickerton says, hi Ed, what 2021 shoe are we going to need to smash our parkrun PBs or sprint first 400 and hang on? I really do think that people need to check out that Energy 3 from Reebok. I think you can run crazy fast in that shoe. No carbon plates needed. I think they've got the balance of the midsole. The upper's great. Everything about it's great. That's a shoe I don't think you can go wrong. You can probably find a code to pick them up for about 50 Earth credits or pounds or whatever you want to call it. You can't go wrong with that shoe. Really can't. It's one of my favourite shoes I've reviewed of recent time. MGK is still dreaming of a Pegasus Turbo 3. Aren't we all? Everybody's after a Pegasus Turbo 3. I'm not sure we're ever going to get one though. It would be good if we did. Jung says, hi Ed. He's in California. I bet it's warmer in California than it is out there right now. It's pretty chilly. It's pretty chilly. Oh, Kev Burmaster's revised his vote. He's actually switched out to the Takumi Sen. Yeah, I know the Sen 7's out here now, Kev. I'm not sure if it's got over to America yet. I know last year Kafuzi was really irritated that he couldn't get hold of the Sen 6. And I think he just sort of, it wasn't really a time for him to grab that one. So I hope you're able to get that one soon. Joe Mullin, the Puma is a really nice shoe, and it smells of the garden centre too, which is, it's mandatory. Nicholas is interested in the Solar Boost. Is that the Solar Boost? Is it the 3 or 13? I remember seeing a 13 somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm quite keen to try that Solar Boost shoe out. Mank Ed says, hi Ed, in 2021 looking forward for any cheap under 100 miles second hand Alpha Flies. I'll tell you what guys, I've got a brand new pair of Alpha Flies that have been sat in the box. They have gone nowhere and I can't take them out there right now. They will end up like those Ultra Boost 21s. They will be grey in a matter of seconds from the mud. Ben Wise says, do I think that 2021 will see Pebax making its way into more everyday trainers? Yes, well I think we're going to see Pebax obviously in the Invincible coming from Nike. I think it's in a couple of weeks, isn't it? The 11th I think for Nike Run Club members. And of course that Freedom 4 as well. So I think we're going to see more of it and used in a better way as well. I think that's the way everything's shifting right now. Bradley B's got a question. Always looking for the perfect pair of shoes. I haven't found them yet. Have you? And what is it? I don't know if there's a perfect pair. Ones I've enjoyed most are the Tempo Next Percent and that Energy 3 from Reebok. So they're two that are close to perfect for me anyway. Mike says, I think the Zoom X will need a Pebax plate to be efficient. It depends kind of how you're looking at using the Pebax in the midsole. I can see that they're trying to utilise it in such a way in the Invincible that it's going to save your legs. So you could do a long run, maybe like 15 miles upwards, and come back and your legs are going to be feeling really good. Similar to the way that they're trying to expand the surface area and the width of the midsoles in things like the Infinity Run. I think that's where they're going with that one. They've obviously got some data that suggests that if they use it in a certain way, it's going to really save people's legs. I think that's how it's going. Yeah, I did see Joel McCluskey there saying that people are selling Adios Pros for £300. It's just insane. 300. I think I got mine for like 145, something like that. That's nuts that people are selling it for that much. It gets a bit like the sneaker culture thing. I'd been trying to get... I really want a pair of Dunk SBs. I don't really mind which ones, just a pair would be nice. But you have to enter a draw, you got next to no chance of winning, and then people put them up on StockX for like £400 or £500. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Stephen C says, any idea if there'll be a Zoomfly 4? Someone did mention about a Zoomfly 4 to me the other day. I've got to be honest, I won't be surprised considering how long the Zoomfly 3 has stuck around. I mean, they only released a new colourway of that a couple of weeks ago. So I wouldn't be surprised in any way to see a Zoomfly 4 appear maybe around the time or when they release the next percent 2. So I think that's when it will appear. Who knows what will be in that one. It will be very interesting to see what they place into that shoe. Maybe they'll switch it up with a little Zoom X, but a nylon plate. So very similar to the Speed. I reckon that's what they'll do. They'd be crazy not to. They'd be crazy not to. Let's go through a few more of the comments here. We've got lots and lots. Sorry if I'm looking down a lot, guys. I've tried to lift the machine up as high as possible, but it's still being safe. Because I don't want it to fall down. And when you've got a very large cat who likes sort of knocking into things and sort of pushing things over, you know, you've got to be careful. Ben Fowler says, any more P-Backspace Reeboks in the pipeline? These could be a resounding winner based on any experience. No, the only ones I need to get some more miles into are, I don't know where they are, they're somewhere, is the Run Fast 3. So I need to get some more miles into those and update, so give like 100 mile. What I might do for a few shoes is do a 50 mile sort of closeout review on some of them, because I've got so many backlogged that I need to move through some of them and get some sort of more final thoughts there, get some closure on some of those. Yaki Vice says, are the Reebok Float Ride 3 true to size? So the Energy, yeah, I would say they're true to size. Yeah, maybe the V2 is a little long, perhaps. These feel a little bit more true to size. Sheldon, thank you for, I think that was down there. Yeah, for the other super chat there. Very, very kind of you. Thank you very much. Gonna try and track back through and see if there's any other questions there. Lost my place completely. I think we're back round about where I was. Robin says the Vomero 15 was good. Little heel lift, but otherwise nothing wrong with it. Interesting. I'm keen to try it out. I might try and pick up a pair. I might try and pick up a pair if I can. Asics Meta Racer, someone asking if they'll be back in stock. Not too sure. I thought I did see some in stock, maybe in the UK, maybe elsewhere. They're really hard to get. Teddy Man says, do I suggest buying any from Pro Direct? I've not bought any shoes from those guys, so I can't sort of let you know whether it's a good buy from them or not. I get a lot of stuff from Sport Shoes, Start Fitness, and then just direct from manufacturers a lot of times. It's a little bit easier. Adidas or Reebok are really quick for delivery, really fast. Yeah, these are red, but as you can see, it makes the camera go nuts. So I've turned the color profile off on the camera for the live stream, and they just literally make the camera go completely crazy. You can't handle it. Yeezy Going says, question, best stability running shoe of 2021. I know that there's this whole issue with the Infinity Run Flyknit 2 with the tongue stitching or something. Oh, I don't know. Mine are fine, I've got to be honest. I think if you pull any bit of a shoe enough, you know, you're going to pull it off, aren't you? How many times do people pull the tongue off the next percent? And yet no one complains about that, do they? I just think it's just trying to find an issue with the shoe. You can find an issue with any shoe, I think. So I'd say that's probably my ideal shoe for a bit of stability, if that's what you need. It's a great shoe. The upper's really good. And you don't really need to mess around too much with the tongue there. Just make sure it's in the right place. That's all you got to do. Cheekster 777 says, what is my current rotation? Current rotation, so just outgoing was the Tempo Next percent. I've got to 100 miles in those. I've got other stuff to test out. Daily sorts of shoes in the rotations, the Energy 3, the Infinity Run Flyknit 2 from Nike. I've also got a few more miles to put into the Legend React Shield 3. Legend React 3 Shield, even. So I've got a few more miles to put into those to get them up to 100. I've really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyable shoe. Really cheap as well. Cheap as chips. Don't know why people say that. Chips aren't particularly cheap. If you go to the seaside, they're really expensive. You know, if you buy some oven chips, they're cheap, but not as good. Who knows? If anyone knows what on earth that saying means or why we say it, let me know in the comments. Cameron McBride says, Ed, how you doing, Cameron? Good to see you here. Apostolus says, Nike's really struggling after Pegasus 35 and Vaporfly Next. I don't know, I really like the Alpha Fly. I saw that a lady won, I think, was it a marathon today in the Alpha Flies? So I think now people have got them on foot a little bit more. I think people will harness the power there. I think they're doing all right. Infinity Run's been a great shoe, really good shoe. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Kev Burmas says Nike must be down on the Turbo 3 if they know what's good for them. We want a Turbo 3. That's interesting, Chris, about Skechers. Yeah, I'd like to try some of their stuff out, but just can't get it for love nor money over here in the UK. I don't know what they're doing. Richard Clayton. Richard from the Yeovil Town Roadrun is in the house. It's high arches. What shoes would be ideal? We're thinking Nova Blast, but people say they're unstable. Well, a high arch. I'll tell you what, Richard, I have had no issue. How did you get on with the Clifton 7? Because I always found that had quite a high arch. When I got to about 12, 13 miles in those, I knew about it, you know. But high arches. What do you think, guys? Let Richard know in the comments there. What do you think if he's got he's looking for a shoe with a high arch, or he has a high arch? So I guess you want a higher arch in the shoe, of course. Gary B says, are Adidas copying Nike by trying to make it unobtainable? I don't know. I think that's just, it's madness doing that right now. People want something, I say give it to them. Yeah, Pedro says the Puma upper looks very similar to the Pegasus Turbo 2. I've got to be honest, I've not got out in these yet, because I obviously did the poll and I want to give the viewers a chance to say which shoe they wanted to be reviewed next, and it was very close. 55% said the Hoka Clifton, the Hoka Carbon X2, and we had 45% with the Puma, so it was close in the end, but it will be probably Tuesday, or I'll get out in these first. Ben Wise loving some Courtney Barnett. You've got to love the Courtney Barnett, it's great stuff. Interesting, John McCluskey reckons that it's because Nike had to shut some of the factories down and thus this production sort of issues. and fulfillment issues, I would assume, as well. Chris Lovely says, what do you think Saucony could do to improve the speed with the second version? Outsole all the way for me. I found them quite slippery, in fact, in certain conditions on my typical route. So certainly improving their outsole there. Just, we want more protrusions, maybe something along the lines of the Fuelcell RC Elite, or something like the Takumi Sen's got on the bottom of it, just with some real grip. That would be amazing. Another question there. Joe Mullin says, have I run in the watermelons yet? No, they're still boxed and ready for racing. You know, that thing that we used to do. Like, it just seems like ages ago, doesn't it? So hopefully we'll be able to get back to doing some of that soon, and I can use them in anger, Joe. I won't be angry, I'll be really happy actually when we race. I'll have a big smile on my face. Oliver Wenning says, what size is your Puma DV8 Nitro? These are a UK size 11. Maybe he's going to make me an offer for them or something. I think there's a super chat. There is a super chat. Kyle Rose has got a super chat though. He says he has dozens of old dead for running shoes. He can only cut the grass so much. Hate to trash him, but not sure they are donatable either. Solutions? That's a very good question. I too have a similar issue. If you could actually see the shoes I'm wearing right now, they are a lime green pair of Pegasus 36, which are absolutely caked in mud. And I think if Mrs. EDDBUD knew I've been wandering around the house in them, I would be in some big doo-doo. So, yeah, I tend to use them for going on walks. So obviously certain running shoes just are useless for that kind of task because they're too breathable. But that's a very good question. I know Nike did have some sort of recycling type scheme that was going in some of the larger cities. And Adidas were looking at doing that, but obviously the pandemic's kind of put the kibosh on all that sort of stuff. So I'm not too sure. If anyone's got any good suggestions, please do let Kyle know in the chat. Joseph says, do Reeboks fit the same as Adidas, however you want to say it, you know, the three stripe guys. I prefer to go up half a size in Adidas. With Reeboks, I go true to size. I always find that works. Samuel says, what will replace the Pegasus Turbo 2? There's a rumoured shoe which is called the Hyperfly, but nobody seems to know an awful lot about it. It's only been seen a couple of times on some athletes in training, and that's it. But that's all we know. Steve Waldridge says, so do you know why New Balance aren't continuing the TC? Been holding off getting some, was expecting an upgrade. I saw they were going to release one more colourway, and then someone suggested that was that, and they were going to knock it on the head. So really, really strange. I don't know why they're knocking it on the head. If anyone does, please do let me know. But that's all I've been able to find out, Steve. Sheldon says, how many miles for switching shoes? I would assume normal people, not, you know, sort of average runners, probably can get at least 300 miles out of a shoe, I would assume. Pretty much any shoe, really. I tend to switch them up quicker. I get to 100 and I think I've got pretty much the gist of what the shoe's like. I've got a reasonable experience under my belt then in the shoe. So I think most people can probably get 300 odd miles out of a shoe. But always listen to the midsole. You've got to listen to it. What does it tell you? Does it feel good? Is even like a few miles in it a bit of a chore? I think that's time to move it on. Oski501 says, any news on a new version of the Nova Blast? Nothing as of yet. I've not seen any new ones. They did do like a special edition which had a slightly different upper, I think, and maybe some like a toggle type lacing system, but that was about it. Nimbus Lite 2, yeah, I'm keen to test those out. Bean Dip. I haven't seen them on sale in the UK yet, though. We seem to be getting everything on a strange basis right now. It takes a while for us to be able to get anything. Richard Braithwaite, someone did mention the Saucony Endorphin Trail a little earlier. Only a couple of people, though. Let's see if we can find a few more questions there. Do put a Q, guys, if you've got a question. Tom J there, I've spotted one. Does the Adidas SL20 offer firm ride underfoot, or is it a little more forgiving? I found the SL20 was quite forgiving, really. I mean, it's not got a massive foam there. The midsole's relatively meagre. You know, it's not like Adidas were being misers, though, in terms of the foam. I just found it a snappy shoe, really nice, you know, for some quick blasts. You know, 3 to 5, 6 miles maybe. Absolutely fine. So, some people found them a bit too minimal, though. I really like them. Got to bear in mind I'm quite a slight sort of fellow, though. I don't weigh in all that much for my height anyway. What am I, 6'3"? I'm about am I 11.5 stone? I don't know, we use stones in the UK. We haven't got all that digital stuff yet, you know. We use stones. That's all we got. That's all we got. Some big stones, and then we just have to weigh ourselves using those. We got more questions. There's questions everywhere, guys. It's like a menagerie of questions. John McCluskey says, Ed, we've all thought super shoes were understocked to make them desirable, but some told me it's factory closures. Yeah, I mean, it could well be that. The thing is, though, I've never struggled really to get any of them. That's the weird thing. There's not one that's been particularly tough to track down. I don't know whether I'm just lucky, maybe, I don't know. It could be that. Joey Mullins says he reckons it could be David Dickinson introduced the saying, cheapest chips. Oh yeah, Bargain Hunt. I used to watch that. I like that programme. It's all about Father Brown for me at the moment. That's a big lockdown programme for me. I really love the sleuth kind of shows. I think that's where I got the idea for the Vomero video the other day. I was just watching too much Father Brown. If you haven't watched that, go and check it out. Really great show. Frank Perry says, what sneakers are good for heavy runners with flat feet and need a wide toe box? I'm not sure that I'd go for the Ultra Boost 21 there in terms of wideness. They're not that wide. That's a tough one, because all the stuff I can think of is really great for maybe one or two of those things, but not all of them. If you got any suggestions, guys, please let the viewer know in the comments. M and WT took the Reebok Float Rides out for the 2.0. I was at the Run Fast, yep. And thanks for the recommendation, awesome. Glad those are working out for you, Mark. It's a really great shoe, a strong shoe, and great value. Richard Johnson, a question. Asics Kayano. No one ever talks about this previous king of the mileage anymore. Do you know, some of the fastest half marathon runners I know wear the Kayano. Some of the fastest guys. And do you know what? Some of those super fast guys, heel strikers, no problem. They are. They're just so strong. Strong, really good engines. And, you know, it doesn't matter. Drives me crazy, all that stuff. Oh, you're a heel striker, you're a midfoot striker. Yeah. It's all about training. It's all about the effort that you put in. As long as you don't get injured, it doesn't matter, does it? I'll grab a couple more questions, guys, if I can spot some. There we are. Barry Bradley says, do you think British sub 2:10 marathon runners from the 70s, 80s, like Ron Hill, Steve Jones, would have run quicker? Interesting. I think yes. I've been reading Shoe Dog recently. Phil Knight was talking a little bit about getting shoes to Prefontaine in that book, and you get this image that it kind of, it's the new shoes, it's the excitement, it's the better training, the more sort of wholesome training that can be done. There's less wear on the body, things like that. So I would suggest yes. It's very difficult to pinpoint exactly how much better they could have been, but those runners were obviously incredible athletes. They were training at a high level already, so I think it could have only benefited them. That's what I think. Oh, Ben White, that's a great call there. Wiggle are doing a recycling promotion, so you can get £20 off new shoes. Excellent stuff. Thank you for posting that. That's a really useful thing to know. Thank you, Ben. Ben Browning in the house. Good to see you. Dan asked a question. What is that behind you? The white, blue and green shoe. This is a shoe that Mrs. EDDBUD picked up for me around Christmas time. This is the Zig Kinetica from Reebok. Now, if you think the Adidas Ultra Boost 21's heavy, this is even heavier. But it's got some special secrets in the midsole of this one, so I am going to test it out relatively soon. But again, it's a shoe that's going to get pretty trashed very quickly in the bad weather, so I will test that one out very soon. Good spot there. What else have we got coming up? Someone mentioned about Andrew WK there. Ben Browning, loved the Andrew WK recommendation. Oh, it's great running music. Absolutely fantastic for running. Ben Browning says, have I enjoyed the Reebok? The Energy 3? Absolutely. I'm not sure if you guys are talking about the Pegasus 37 there. It just didn't work for me. That one really didn't work for me that well. I don't know whether it's something to do with the Pegasus 37 custom versions are different maybe, but the toe box was really shallow and the React just felt, I don't know, it's just really stiff and just sort of nothing I did in it just felt good. Even at pace, it just really didn't feel like a good shoe. Another question there. Which shoe would you get first, the Next Percent or the 1080? Scouser Tommy, I guess it very much depends on what sort of running you're doing. If you're doing loads of sort of slower miles, daily miles perhaps, Next Percent's not the best for that. It's always going to be a good shoe for running at a higher pace, much higher tempos than for racing and stuff. The 1080 is a great all-rounder though. I really enjoyed that one this time last year when I was testing it out. So I would say maybe go for the 1080, and then down the line, you know, once things do improve and things are slowly starting to look up a little bit now, aren't they? So that'll be the time to go for it. Kerry Smith says, am I going to review the 1080 V11s? Absolutely. I haven't seen them yet in the UK though. Ben Browning says, Ed, is that dark ale or stout? It's a ruby ale actually. It's from Hobgoblin. It's good stuff. Ideal with the vegetarian pie and stuff earlier on. It was good. A Strava follower of mine got sent the Invincible early. Yeah, I'll definitely get the Invincible when it's available. I've tried not to watch any reviews about it. The only thing I've looked at in a little bit more depth is Ben Johnson's Instagram account, because Ben's always got a really transparent view on the shoes, so it's nice to see he's been enjoying those at, you know, some sort of more daily paces. You know, I can't run as fast as Ben. Ben is an exceptional athlete, but at those daily paces, it's good to see that it's working out. Right, you guys, I am going to call this one a day because Kafuzi's live stream will be starting. I do not want to impinge on his time whatsoever. Kafuzi's my main man. So thank you all for tuning in, and to all of those who were in with the super chats. It really does help the channel out massively. Please do hit the like button if you've been in the chat and you've enjoyed today's live stream. I'll be back with another one very, very soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you all stay safe out there, guys. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you.